Ladies and guys who miss my red background, Andy here, author of the best Tinder guide on the internet and lover of blue backgrounds. This is the Kill You're in a Loser show. Let's fucking go. This video I did the other day, I wrote on there that you guys could ask me any questions, leave comments, and I would go through and answer them. So we've already done most of them, but we'll have a crack at this one here. I really like this one. So this one by Irrelevant. And Mr. Irrelevant, you are not irrelevant. Look at you. You're on a YouTube video. You are famous. You are anything but irrelevant, sir or madam. I'm assuming it's a sir. So, hey, Andy, I hit a 3-month dry spell with approaching recently. And he's talking about going outside and talking to women, approaching women, saying, hey, hello, what's up, woman? You're a woman, I'm a man. Let's do that man and woman stuff. So I hit a 3-month dry spell with approaching recently, but I just managed to get through. The strange part is that I got disinterested in approaching, and I did not feel like approaching anyone at all. I didn't have fear, I didn't have anxiety, no doubts, nothing. I still went out every single day though. It seems like making myself fear these things again made me do them. Do you know if the fear of approaching is the thing that actually fuels this approaches, or is it just a byproduct of ending this rut? Cheers, man, love your stuff. So, let's give you a little heart. You get a little heart there. Good on you. You get a little heart for asking a question. You know what, Grant? I didn't give you a heart. You can have a heart too, Grant. You know what else we didn't heart? You can have a little heart. Let's give everyone a little heart today. All right, you've all had your little hearts. There you go. So, Mr. Irrelevant. So much I can say here. So the first thing I will hit you with is this video here called Approach Anxiety Has Many Forms. I will leave a link to it in the description below, but this video, I talked in it that there's a lot of different ways that approach anxiety comes out. So one of the forms that it comes out in is ambivalence or apathy, as in a feeling of, oh, I don't really want to talk to women, as you wrote here. You know, I didn't feel like approaching anyone at all. There was no fear, there was no anxiety, there was no doubts, there was just nothing. That's a form of approach anxiety. That is one way that we as humans, and we're just talking about anxiety in general, when we feel anxiety, one of the solutions or the ways that we can handle it is to just feel numb or to feel blunt or to feel cold or empty. That's a way of getting through anxiety, right? The feeling of anxiety, it's stressful. It's strong, it's stressful, it makes you feel things that maybe you don't want to feel. And so one of the ways that you handle that, or that your body handles that, is by feeling apathy and nothingness and emptiness. This can then lead to depression. And again, we're not just talking about approaching, we're talking about anxiety in general. If you have anxiety around going to work, if you have anxiety around making friends, this is a big one that people have anxiety around. And then they will get to a point where they just they've felt anxious for so long that they go, you know what, I don't even care if I make friends anymore. I just don't care. And you move yourself back down, or you are moved back down to like apathy, or almost, it's not depression, but it's just apathy. Apathy meaning you don't care. And so that in itself is a form of anxiety, or it's a form of approach anxiety. It doesn't look like anxiety. In fact, sometimes it can even look like peace or, not giving a shit at all. But if it's something that you do care about, and in this case, it sounds like you do, you want to go outside and talk to women and say hi to some women and get some of that good old-fashioned sexual intercourse, I'm assuming. If you are feeling absolutely nothing, that's a form of anxiety. So the first thing I would do is I would start by watching this video. Approach anxiety has many forms, but I just talk about what I just told you there. So start with that video. The second thing I would recommend you do to answer your question, because your question is essentially, it doesn't sound like you need me to push you or anything. It sounds like you're back out there talking to women. That's a beautiful thing, man. Go outside and make those women feel good. Give a lot of value to them as much as you can. Make them feel good. Make yourself feel good in the process. Have a good time with it. Talking to women outside is one of the most masculine, one of the most amazingly beautiful things you can do. And if you're a woman listening, go outside and just give a bunch of compliments to strangers. Like, that's the same sort of energy. One thing that my girlfriend Imogen did at the very start of our relationship, very early on, she saw that I was able to go outside and talk to some women and hit on them and ask for their number and all of that. And she saw how much joy I got out of that and how much they liked it, or most of them, the vast majority of them liked that. And she thought, fuck, I want to do something like that too. But I don't want to hit on guys. Like, I don't want to, hit on women either. And so I said, why don't you just go and have conversations with strangers? Why don't you just walk up to 15 strangers and try and have a 5, 10, 15-minute conversation with them? And this was something that she fully embraced, and she did an amazing job about it, amazing job with it. This was when she was really nervous too. She was only 18. She was super anxious, just a very like nervous, anxious, neurotic, paranoid sort of person. But she was able to push herself and just talk to 15 strangers. And she had some wonderful conversations. There was one old lady that she talked to at a bus stop for like 20 minutes. And this old lady gave her a plate of biscuits and said, you're such a sweet young lady. Like, here's a plate of biscuits for you. And she took a photo. And I shared that on the... Back in those days, I was on the Good Looking Loser forums. I remember sharing that, and I was like, damn, I'm so proud of this girl. This girl's like amazing. She's blowing my mind with how much she's able to embrace fear and like, not let anxiety hold her back. Like, wow, she's amazing. So, what fucking point was I making? My girlfriend is amazing. There you go. That's the fucking point that I was making, something like that. But yeah, a lot of the time this anxiety comes out as like an ambivalence or like a not caring. So one thing that I can definitely give you there is this book here. So it's called Letting Go. It's this one here, this yellow book. It's called Letting Go by David Hawkins. And I can leave a link to this page. This is my like book recommendations page. And this is the book here. So buy it on Audible or Amazon or buy it from a bookstore, wherever you want. This is a very easy to find book. This book is very popular. Look, like 6,900 ratings. It's like a very popular book. And in this book, the reason I'm getting you to read this book is he talks about different emotions. Let me put this on the screen for you guys so you can see it. He has like a hierarchy of the different emotions. There you go. So at the top, that's obviously the ones that we're aiming for, enlightenment. If you don't know what that means, it's just peace and happiness and joy and gratitude, something like that. Love, when he says reason, he means like rational, like being rational. And then in the middle, you've got, acceptance, Actually, I'll start from the bottom. So down the very bottom, you have shame and guilt and apathy. Those are the lowest emotions. And the reason that we rank them, or I guess a way that he's ranking them, is according to how much power you have when you feel those emotions, or how much action you're able to take, or how good you feel, or how much, you are able to impart yourself on the world and to actually get stuff done. If you're stuck in guilt and shame, if you're feeling really ashamed of who you are as a human being, that's not very motivating, is it? You don't go outside and do something amazing. You don't walk up to women outside and say, hey, you're really cute. Would you like to get to know me? Can I get to know you? No. Give me one sec. I'll make this a bit bigger. Okay. So if you're stuck down in those low-level emotions like guilt and shame and, I'm wrong, there's something bad about me, you don't go out and do something amazing, do you? You don't ask for a promotion at work. Why would you? You're ashamed of who you are as a human being. Why would you ever ask for a promotion? You don't think you deserve one. And so those are the lower level emotions. Up above that is apathy, which this guy, you're basically saying that's the state that you felt like you were in. You were in apathy, where you just didn't care. And when you don't care, you're not likely to take action, are you? You're not going to go out there and bust your ass and talk to a bunch of different women. That might be something that's difficult, like talking to women might be difficult. And so why would you push yourself to do that? You don't care. Apathy means you don't care. If it was a job promotion, why would you ask for a promotion? You don't care. If it was losing weight, you're like, yeah, whatever. Like, my body is the way it is. I'm giving whatever. Like, you're not going to do something about it. Even if you say you want to, even if you say it would be lovely to have the body that I want, it would be amazing to have more muscle. I would love to be able to look at myself in the mirror and be proud of what I have achieved. I would just love that. But I'm in apathy. I can't be bothered. Like, it won't work, whatever. It's not going to work. Like, hopelessness and those kind of feelings, like it's not going to work, limiting beliefs, stories that you tell yourself, other people can gain muscle but not me, or I'm just always going to be a skinny loser, I'll never be able to fix that, my boss would never respect me, so what's the point in trying? Or in this guy's case, in your case, it's sort of, I just don't feel like approaching, like I'm not nervous, I'm not anxious, so like whatever, I just won't do it. That's apathy. If we keep moving up above that, we have grief. And then one above that is fear. I hope you can see where I'm going with this. So this guy's question, your question, mate, was I was feeling apathy. Everything you're writing here that I'm highlighting, let's put this back on the screen. You were feeling apathy. I was feeling no fear, no anxiety, no doubts, nothing. Nothing is apathy. You're feeling apathy. Then it seems like at some point, you felt fear, Maybe you felt fear of like, what if I never get to talk to women? What if I never meet a wonderful woman? What if I never have a sex life that fulfills me? What if I never get to explore my own masculinity? What if I never get to step into my own power and see what I'm capable of? What if I never get to prove to myself that I can do something that's difficult? What if I never get to prove to myself that I do deserve the things I want? You felt a lot of fear. What if I end up alone? What if I'm a loser? What if I'm destined for failure? What if other people are allowed to have these things but not me? All of that made you feel fear. And then in your own words, when you felt fear, fuck, that pushed me to do those things again. And so if we pull back to this list, fear is above apathy. So when you're apathetic, you're almost never going to take a lot of, you can slowly push yourself, but it takes so much effort to start taking action. That's why depression is like fucking really difficult it's not impossible, but it's why it's difficult to get some momentum at the start. Because depression is right down here at the bottom. There's a lot of shame in depression. There's a lot of guilt. You feel guilty for being a burden on other people. You feel ashamed of who you are. You feel ashamed of the way your brain is thinking. You feel ashamed of the fact that you're not going out and taking action. You feel ashamed that you're wasting your life. You feel all of that. You also feel apathy. A big part of depression is like, what's the point in trying? I've always been this way, or I've been this way for so long. It would take me so much effort to fix this. Like, it's not going to work. I can't do it. It's apathy, it's guilt, it's shame. That's why it's so hard to overcome. You were feeling some of those things. You were feeling mostly apathy, it sounds like. And fear is above that, quite a lot above that. And so as soon as you were able to make yourself start fearing certain things, or the fear came back, or you talked yourself into fear, that was motivating. And you thought, fuck this, I'm going to go outside and start talking to some women. So fear is a wonderful motivator. So is desire, which is above this as well. You probably also felt some desire. You probably thought, you know what, fuck, I would like a hot woman in my life. I would like to have sex. I would like to explore my sexual bucket list. I would like a woman to look at me and tell me that I'm sexy. I'd like a woman to look at me and tell me that I'm cool, that I'm a nice guy, that I'm a good human being, that I'm a decent person. I would like that validation. You desired something. That's even above fear. That motivates you even more. There might have even been, and if you can push yourself to this stage, anger. Anger is a beautiful motivator. Now, you don't want to stay in anger forever. And a lot of people will tell you that anger is bad. You should never feel anger. Anger is bad. Don't feel anger. Anger is a beautiful motivator. I would much rather you feel anger than shame. If any of you listening are feeling shame right now, or apathy or guilt or something, I'd rather you push that up into anger. This is something that I did with Imogen, my girlfriend, quite a lot in the first year or two of our relationship. She had so much shame, guilt, apathy. I'd say shame more than anything else. A lot of grief as well. A lot of fear. A lot of those lower level emotions. She couldn't even think in terms of desire, anger, or any of the ones above that. And so one of the things that I got her to do in the early days was to just get angry. I remember there was one time where I was like, do you ever get angry about anything? She's like, no, because she just had so much shame inside her. And I was basically not taunting her, but I was trying to gently prod her and say, come on, there must be something you're angry about. Come on, like, fuck you. Like, get angry. Get fucking angry. I said, here's a pillow. Go into the bedroom, shove your face in the pillow, and just try screaming. Try screaming in anger into the pillow. And she couldn't do it the first couple of times because she's like, no, I can't do it. Almost like she didn't believe she even deserved to be angry, right? She had so much shame. She didn't deserve to be angry. And I was able to push her, and she was able to push herself. And eventually, a couple of times she did. She just screamed into a pillow. It was the first time in her entire life I think she'd ever actually been angry, like really let the anger out properly. And we were able to move her up into anger. And for a long time, she was very angry, very angry. Angry that she had put up with so many things that she wasn't happy with. Angry at herself. Angry that she'd been mean to herself, that her self-talk had been very, detrimental to her happiness up until that point. And she was able to express and use this anger for good. Angry that she didn't have the things she wanted in her life. Angry that she wasn't the person that she wanted to be. And she used that anger, that fuel, that fire. She used it, as fuel for the fire to then go out and make some changes. So anger is a beautiful motivator. Oh my God. Above that, there is pride, there is courage, neutrality, which is where you're basically stoic. So neutrality is basically stoic. You look outside, you're like, oh, it's raining today. And then you don't tell any extra stories about that. You don't go, oh, it's raining and I hate when it's raining. It sucks. It shouldn't rain. It's awful. No, you're just neutral. You just say what things are. You say, I am hungry today. I will go and eat some food right now. It's raining today. That car honked the horn at me. Like, you're just neutral. You don't say anything else other than what literally just happened, and nothing extra. No judgments about it, no arguing with reality, no getting frustrated or angry or any of that. Above that is willingness, as in like being open and stuff like that. Like, I'm willing to change. I'm willing to hear your side of the story. I'm willing to go out there and talk to some women. All right, I'm willing to go to the gym. Above that is acceptance. Okay, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to talk to people outside. I am afraid of these things. That's okay. Giving yourself permission to suck. That is me moving you guys up into acceptance. A lot of the, or maybe most of the philosophies that I get across to you guys, or the teachings that I get across, the ideas that I get across, fall back to this list of emotions, this hierarchy of emotions. I'm trying to pull you from the bottom emotions of shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear. Fear is probably the most common one for most of you. Anger, desire. I'm trying to pull you up to like willingness and definitely acceptance. Like, giving yourself permission to suck is acceptance. It's saying, all right, I'm just a shitty human. I accept that. Or those of you who have performance anxiety, your dick doesn't work in the bedroom, erectile dysfunction. What do I teach you guys? How do I get you to solve that? What have I put in my articles on the topic, the videos I've done? What do I teach you guys in my coaching programs? I say, if your dick doesn't work, okay, your dick doesn't work. If you can't get hard in front of a woman, okay, you can't get hard in front of her. Now what are you going to do? And then a lot of you, your brain starts thinking and you go, okay, well, I guess if my dick didn't work, I guess I could do a lot of foreplay. I guess I could learn to go down on her and get really good at that. I guess I could buy some sex toys and make sure she has a good time. And I guess I would really still like to have intimacy and cuddles. I guess my penis isn't the only part of sex. You know what? I really like cuddling as well. Maybe it'd be really nice to just cuddle her and show her a good time and make out with her. And actually, you know what? Those things make me feel good too. Like, I want to do, okay, you know what? I can do that. That's you accepting. That's acceptance. When I talk about giving yourself permission to suck, I'm saying accept the fact that you suck at the start. Stop fighting against it. Stop wishing you were perfect. Stop having this perfectionist mindset of like, I should just be able to start a task and be great at it from the beginning. No, fuck you. Accept that you're likely not going to be good at something when you first start it, right? So a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, I'm trying to pull you up into these higher levels. Some of the ones above that, reason, which is being rational, like logical, I definitely pull you guys up into that one, you guys and girls. Love, oh my God, how many times do I express something go back and listen to the last 20 podcasts I've done. How many times do you hear me expressing literally the word love? God, let's go through some of the titles and you're going to see it. The one I did where I said, go outside, talk to everybody outside. That was me coming from a place of love. There you go. Talk to everybody. The world is your friend. That's me literally talking about love, joy, peace, maybe even enlightenment, I guess. I'm talking about those higher level emotions. I do that with a lot. This video here, I talked about giving value. Giving value is love. It's you going outside and expressing love. Are you happy? Be honest. I know you can't see that on the screen. There you go. Are you happy? Be honest. Over here on the left-hand side. That's me talking about some of those higher levels. Enlightenment, peace, joy, love, reason. I've done lots of podcasts on my channel as well, on my Spotify channel. There's probably actually more on my Spotify channel. So if you guys haven't been on my Spotify, I have way more stuff on there. Actually, how am I going to show you that? I have way more stuff on my Spotify channel. I'll show you on here. Here you go. These are all the titles. Lots of this stuff I talk about, like love and peace. I actually talk about it more on my Spotify channel. So if you're not on there, you're missing out on a lot of this stuff. But yeah, like this one. What is my purpose? My personal vision for your life. That is me literally talking about some of these higher level emotions like enlightenment, peace, joy. I talk about a lot of that stuff on there. Patience and humility. That's me definitely talking about the higher level stuff. Peace. I'm talking about peace up there. God will reward you, but he won't do it for free. I talked a lot about people who are religious and how they can connect to God better and how prayer is a vehicle or a communication channel for you to connect directly to God rather than what most people use prayer for, which is like, God, can you please give me what I want? It's like, wow, so you just want to use God. So you believe there's this all-knowing, amazing creator that can create something like you. And whether or not you believe in God or not, that's irrelevant, but just hear me out. If you do believe in God, if you are religious, you believe there's something or someone that created all of this and is all-knowing and all of that. And to that person, instead of saying, hey, God, cheers for being just a fully fucking amazing cunt, right? You're just a fucking sick cunt. And by the way, for those of you not Australian, sick cunt is the best compliment that you could ever get. God, you are a sick cunt, man. You've just done so much cool shit. Thanks, bro. You know what? Here's my prayer. I hope you're fucking happy, dog, because you're doing a lot of good shit up there. Thank you, man. Like, that would be a good prayer. That's how you communicate. Or you sit down and you pray and you say, hey, God, like, dude, I'm doing a lot of shit right now. I'm trying to take some action, take some responsibility. Bro, I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do that shit. Thanks, man. Thanks for giving me the skills. And if I don't have the skills, thanks for giving me the opportunities to develop those skills. Thanks for giving me the knowledge for free everywhere. And even if it's not free, thanks for giving me the tools to make the money so that I can afford it. Like, dude, thank you so much. That's how you pray. Or you check in with God like a diary. So anyway, massively off topic there. And if you're not religious, check in with yourself. But yeah, a lot of the stuff I have on here is stuff about pulling you guys up into those higher level emotions. So let's bring it back to this guy's original question, which was, fear is a good motivator. Fear made me do this. So is fear of approaching the thing that fuels approaches? It's it's a tool you can use. To bring it back to this graph here, or this list, this hierarchy, fear down the bottom here definitely will motivate you more than apathy where you were sitting before. Fear will work amazingly. Desire would work even better, which is why I did a podcast. Let's see if we can find it. I believe I called it Fantasize About Your Goals to make you believe that they're possible. Let's see if I did. Yeah, here you go. So this beautiful video here. Look at this beautiful boy. Look at this beautiful boy. He still looks so young and beautiful. Look at that. What a beautiful young man. So it's called Fantasize About Your Goals to make you believe that they are possible. Go check that out. It's on my channel. But that's me pulling you guys up into desire. That's me getting you to sit there and fantasize. There is also Jordan Peterson. For those of you who know Jordan Peterson, he has a thing called a self-authoring program. And in there, he gets you to sit down. So it's just search for self-authoring or search for Jordan Peterson self-authoring. It's pretty cheap. I think it's like $50 or $20 or something. And he basically gets you to map out your desires for the future, like what you want in the future, the kind of person you want to be, the goals you want to have, like how you want to act and all of that. And he gets you to essentially fantasize about the future. What is that? Fantasizing about the future is desire. That is you pulling yourself up into desire. That's you saying, hey, I don't want to be down here in fear or apathy or shame or any of that. I want to actually give myself the courage to go after it. And that's one of the higher level emotions there in the middle, courage. Going, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to try it. And then willingness is even higher above that. You're like, you know what, whatever it fucking takes, I'm going to humble myself. I'm not going to make excuses or limiting beliefs. How many videos do I do cracking or having a crack at a lot of your limiting beliefs where I will just dismantle them and take a hammer to them and try and break them down for you? That's me pulling you up into willingness or courage or even neutrality. I'm trying to pull you up into willingness. And instead of saying, I'm short, I can't talk to women, or I'm poor and I can't ever make money, or I'm fat and I can't ever lose it, no one would ever be nice to me, or I'm depressed and I'll never find a way to fix it. I'm trying to pull you up from that like apathy and that guilt and that shame and that fear and that like hopelessness. Hopelessness, by the way, would be right down here in apathy and guilt and shame. It's pretty close to apathy. It's basically the same thing. Maybe even more, because a lot of the time you feel guilty about it. But I'm pulling you up from that hopelessness up to willingness. And I'm doing this very consciously, by the way. Maybe I could have shown this graph a long time ago, but I am very much with every video, I will go into it and I will think about what I'm trying to do. Which level am I trying to pull you up from? What am I trying to break down some of the limiting beliefs that you have? How do I pull you up into a place of at least courage? It's why you hear me say sometimes, when I'm talking about like negative self-talk or something, I'll say, let's frame it in a more positive way. That's, acceptance or love or joy or peace. I'm trying to get you up there. What do I say after that though? I say, if you can't do that, if you can't speak all the way up here very happily about yourself, you can't have very positive self-talk, at least be neutral. Don't I? I've said that in like 20 videos because neutrality here in the middle is way better than fear or apathy or any of that. You are way more likely to act and take action and go after the things you want and be happy and find peace and all of that if you're at least just neutral. Neutral is a beautiful starting point. By the way, even if you're just angry or fearful, you can still take a lot of action there. Even if you're full of shame, you can take action. And so what I would do if you're down here in some of these lower ones like shame or guilt or apathy is I try and raise yourself up to the one above. If you're full of shame and you're saying, I am wrong, I am broken, I am fucked, there's something wrong with me, try and move up to guilt, try and move up to apathy, try and move up to a point where you're just like, you know what, I don't care. That would be better than saying, I'm a useless piece of shit, what's wrong with me, I'm pathetic. Like, From that, try and move up into fear. Okay, I'm scared that if I always stay apathetic like this, I won't get the life I want. I'll never have the things I want. Beautiful. Now you're more likely to take action. Then start desiring. That's what Jordan Peterson's, again, this program here, the self-authoring program, his program and my video on, this one here, fantasize about your goals to make you believe they're possible. He and I and people who, have these same sort of videos or concepts or programs or whatever, we're trying to pull you up into desire, get you to actually start thinking that you might want something. And from there, get angry. Get angry about the fact that you don't have it. Get angry about the fact that you wasted all this time. And it wasn't wasted, but that's a story that can serve you. If you say, I wasted all this time, you'll get angry. That will pull you up. Pull yourself from there up into pride. No, I fucking deserve better than this. I'm fucking better than this. The fuck am I doing? I know I deserve better than this. That's pride. From there, courage. I deserve better than this, and fuck it, I'm going to try something. I'm going to fucking do something about this. That's courage. From there, you go, you know what? Maybe I do deserve it. Maybe I don't. I don't care, but I'm going to do this. You move up to willingness. I'm ready to do whatever it fucking takes. I don't care if I have to sacrifice the next 5 years. I'll do this. Let's do this thing, baby. I'm ready. Acceptance. I am going to be successful. I know it's inevitable. How many times do I say that to you guys? As long as you never quit, success is inevitable. I'm trying to give you that acceptance. Above that is rational reason and logic. Above that is love, where you do things for the love of it. If you guys can get anywhere near love, even 1% of the time, by the way, I'm telling you, that's a beautiful place to be. I, at this point in my life, am at that love place probably fucking 50 to 75% of the time when I'm just going around doing stuff. When I do these videos, I'm doing these purely out of love at this point. In the past, I was doing these videos out of a fair bit of fear, like I'm scared that I won't pay the bills. A lot of desire, I really want to pay the bills. A lot of anger, why am I so poor? Come on, I've worked so hard, I should be able to have some fucking money. Like I'm entitled to money. I was very, prideful, I guess you could say there. Then I had the courage to actually sit down and make all these videos and do all this content and write all my articles. I moved up into willingness and acceptance. Okay, if I just keep doing this, people seem to be getting something out of these videos. They seem to be helping. People seem to be signing up for coaching. I might be able to pay the bills. Then I moved up into love, which is where I'm at now, and joy. And I just sit down and I go, this is fucking magical. The video I did recently, the reason that we're sitting here, this one here, this, thank you video. The reason that I'm sitting here doing this is because I'm just feeling those higher level emotions of peace and love and maybe enlightenment. I don't know, but definitely peace and love and joy. I'm just sitting here going fuck, man, this is beautiful. I get to look out that window while I sit here and do these podcasts and see people out on the street right now and the sun is shining and I'm, 2 blocks away from the beach and my life is beautiful and I'm grateful for all of it. Enlightenment, something above that, which is a lot of the books that we cover, a lot of the Byron Katie books, and even this book that I'm recommending to you guys, the Letting Go book, this yellow one over here, a lot of these books deal with enlightenment and stuff like that. And enlightenment is more like a lifelong endeavor in my mind, something to move towards. But I'm happy to just be sitting in love and peace and joy and maybe the occasional bit of enlightenment where I sit there and go, everything is beautiful and I have everything I need. And I don't need anything else. And I'm so grateful that I still even then get the opportunity to go for more if I want to. Wow. Enlightenment is also just sitting there and finding happiness and peace in the smallest little details. Doing the dishes and just going, isn't this magical that I get to just sit here and do the dishes? I was walking home yesterday and I just fucking started crying. I was looking at all the buildings and I just started crying and I was like, damn, the universe is fucking amazing. How fucking beautiful is it that I get to just be part of all this shit? This is cool as hell. That's something like peace or enlightenment. So, and I'm not perfect with that. I am not perfect with all these emotions. I do sometimes slip down into some of the lower level ones, and that's okay. Part of that is acceptance, right? One of the higher level emotions or the middle emotions. And love. Loving the fact that sometimes I slip down into lower emotions because I'm just a shitty human being and we're all shitty human beings. So I would aim to answer this guy's original question, right? Where's his original question? Essentially, is fear the main reason that I started doing this stuff? Yes. Now the question is, could some of the higher level emotions be fueling me? And would they fuel me even more? Yes. So if you want to, I would do Jordan Peterson's self-authoring program. Just go to selfauthoring.com and I would do his program. Or I would watch my video here, fantasize about your goals to make you believe they're possible. Let me turn my alarm off, ladies and gentlemen. Got a coaching call in about 10 minutes, so we'll start wrapping up. So I would go and watch that video and do Jordan Peterson's program, or even just get a big piece of paper out and say, why do I want to talk to women? What do I want? What do I want my life to look like? How am I trying to build myself up by talking to women? Like, what do I want? Why am I doing that? And write down almost a map of your life and where you would like it to go. Like what kind of person you want to be, how you want to act, how you want to give value to other people, how you want to impact the world, all of that. That will pull you up into desire. From there, you can skip anger, by the way. If that wasn't clear, you can skip some of these levels. You can go straight from shame to fucking enlightenment. Some people do. They take LSD. They go straight from shame to enlightenment. Some people have a near-death experience and they go straight to love and joy. And they're like, you know what? All the other shit that I've been doing, I don't need any of that. I'm just happy to be alive. Some people will sit down and pray. Some religious people will pray and have a really spiritual experience and find God and go, fuck it, man. I don't need any of these other experiences because I just connected to God. For those of you who aren't religious, do what I do. Connect to the universe. I speak to the universe. That's God, if you want to call it that, but just go and be grateful for shit outside. That's why I get you guys to sit down and do gratitude exercises. I'm trying to pull you up into that peace and that love and that joy and that acceptance and all of those higher level emotions. So you can skip levels if that wasn't clear. You don't have to go like one by one. So, the guy asking this question and any of the rest of you who are approaching out of like fear or apathy or any of those lower level emotions, pull yourself up. Pull yourself straight up there into courage, into willingness, into acceptance. Like sit down and write out a list of what am I willing to do in order to make this happen? Like what sacrifices will I make? What price will I pay? And I don't mean that in like a bad way. Like don't make yourself suffer. I'm not saying this has to be a struggle or you have to pay a price or something, but like what am I willing to do? Am I willing to like go home early from work 2 hours early every single day so that I can go and talk to women? Am I willing to go out for 5 hours a day? Am I willing to post on Andy's forums or as a comment in the YouTube and see if there's anyone who's in my city that will go out and talk to women with me? Am I willing to lose some weight so that I get better results? Am I willing to go to the gym so that women think I look prettier? Am I willing to like really drop my ego and just try giving value to women? Am I willing to go out there and just try and make their lives a little bit better and see that get reflected on me instead of trying to get something from them? And there's nothing wrong with getting, but there are higher level emotions than that. There's giving value. Giving value is way up here at the top of like joy and love and yeah, it's probably just love and joy, isn't it? It's probably love. So maybe it's enlightenment. I don't fucking know. But, move yourself up into these higher level emotions because to answer your question, will fear help me talk to women? Yes, but nowhere near as much as acceptance. Think about it. If you right now are just scared of like, oh, I'm scared my life will be shit, that motivates you to go and talk to women, of course. But imagine if you were like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm all in, baby. I'm just willing to do anything. You would talk to like 1,000 more women. You'd have a better time of it. You'd love it more. If they didn't want to sleep with you or didn't want to give you a number, you'd have like acceptance for that. And you go, hey, that's beautiful. Great. I'm glad you know what you want. Please go off and find what you want. Great. I had a great time talking to you. Enjoy the rest of your day. You'll have so much energy and love and joy and peace and all of this. You could go out and talk to 1,000 women in a week and it would be the best week of your life. But if you're operating from fear, it's much harder to have those higher level emotions. It's harder to stay out there because you're operating on fear. Fear requires like motivation and willpower. It also drains it's very like taxing on your body. Fear is stressful. Fear like stresses you out and pumps a lot of cortisol through your body, which is the stress hormone. You get tired from fear. Like think about it like this. How much can you tolerate fear in a day or a week? There's a limited amount, right? At some point, your body goes like, oh, I can't fucking handle this. But how much can you tolerate love and peace and joy? How long would you stay at Disneyland, which you love? You'd stay for as long as you fucking could. How long would you stay around the people that you love, that bring you so much happiness? How long would you stay with your friends? You'd stay with them forever. You'd spend as much time as you possibly can, and you try to in your life. But how long would you stay with people that you're afraid of or things you're scared of? You can only tolerate it for a limited amount of time. So you can see why I'm trying to pull you guys up into those higher level emotions. Not only are you happier, but you get more done. You will stay out there forever, talking to women forever and loving every second of it. Even if no woman ever gives you a phone number, you go, hey, I love the fact that I get to even try. I love the fact that they'll even talk to me. Isn't that fucking beautiful? They give me a chance. That's wonderful. But if it's based on fear, one woman will reject you or say no to you, and you'll go, oh my God, see? Oh, look, I'm never going to get laid. I'm never going to meet a woman. It's going to be like this forever. The fears start creeping in, and they sap your energy, and you want to go home, and you eventually do. You won't stay out as long. So try and pull yourself up to those higher level emotions. You will get way more done. You will achieve way more. You will be way happier. You will stay in this for way longer. You will have a more positive impact on other people as you do the things that you're doing, whatever goals it is, by the way, even if it's not talking to women, if it's anything else, building a business. I try as best I can and I don't even like to call it a business, but as I build my coaching up and build this content up and build this community up, I'm trying to stay up in those higher level emotions. I'm trying to aim for enlightenment. I do not hit enlightenment all the time. Let's make that clear. I try and aim for love. I do not hit love all the time, but I try. I'm at the very least at willingness, acceptance, neutrality. I think the lowest I ever slip down to is like courage, maybe neutrality. If I do slip down to some of the lower ones, I will have a gentle talk with myself and I'll say, okay, how do I switch that up to love? I've had a couple of comments in the last couple of days that have made that I have gone down to like, I don't know, maybe like pride. And pride can be ego as well, by the way. So I'll go down to like pride and then I'll check in with myself and I'll say, okay, how do I love this person who's left this comment? I've had a couple like that and I'll probably do a video on one of them recently, actually. I'll probably do a video on one of them in the next couple of days. I might show the comment on screen and my reply and some stuff like that. You'll see in that comment, that was very much me going, no, I want to pull myself up to love. I want to love this dude, right? This dude who's left this comment that I read and I interpret as like, man, this is a very negative comment. This is a very like hostile comment. How can I pull myself up to where I love this dude, where I at least like understand where he's coming from? So that acceptance and that willingness to understand where he might be coming from. And then how do I understand like reason and rational thought and like understand where he, like actually fully understand him? How do I move up to joy and love and like courage and like showing him something, like showing my best version of myself to him? Really, you're showing it to yourself. But how do I move up into those states? So try and do that when you're out approaching women, right? It might sound like a weird way of phrasing it, but try and love every woman that you talk to. Like just try and have love inside yourself, even if not for them, have love for what you're doing. Have love for yourself. The fact that you're man enough to go out and do something that a lot of people can't or won't, they could do it, but they're not doing it right now, right? You have so much fucking courage to even be going outside and saying hello to some women. That's incredible. And so at least have love for yourself when you do that. Look yourself in the mirror. This is why I say, guys, do the exercises like look in the mirror every day and say to yourself, look in your own eyes and say, I love you. You're trying to pull yourself up to that fucking love where you are just pure love and you do things for the love of the game, not because you're afraid or you're angry or desire or any of that. Those things are great. They motivate you more than shame and apathy and the lowest level emotions, but you're trying to pull yourself up into love. It's why I get all of you to, or as many of you as I can, get to do this. Write a list of 50 things about yourself that are lovable. That's love. That's you trying to fucking love yourself. Or at least reason, like, hey, rationally, I know that I'm a pretty good person because I got 50 things. Hey, rationally, I'm pretty good. So then when you go outside to talk to women, or you go and ask your boss for a promotion, or you go to the gym, or you go out to a party and try and make some friends, or you step on the treadmill and lose weight, you're coming from a place of love, or at least like logical reason and rationality of like neutrality. Like, no, I know there's a lot that's good about me. I've seen the list. I've written it. I looked into my own eyes in the mirror every single day for the last month and I've said, I love you. I have that inside me. So now when I go outside to talk to women or I go to my boss and ask for a promotion, I am love. I am just pure fucking love. Maybe not all the time, but like I have some fucking love. You can give yourself a little pep talk before you do these things. Before you go outside to talk to women, before you go to the gym, look yourself in the eyes in the mirror and say, I fucking love you, bro. I love you. Dog, I love you. Let's fucking do this thing, man. You deserve this. You deserve this. Let's go. And you will go out there with that energy, that kind of the higher level emotions rather than the fear. And I promise you, if you try this, if you fully commit to this and do the things I said, do the Jordan Peterson self-authoring program, read the book Letting Go, read another book, Loving What Is by Byron Katie, fantasize about the future, pull yourself up by saying I love you to yourself every day in the mirror. I've done that for the last year at this point. I haven't broken a single day. Every single day, say the things that you're grateful for. Connect to the rest of the world. Go outside and talk to everybody that you see outside so you can connect to them. Give value. Give money to homeless people, even if it's just 50 cents. Even if all you say is, hey, Mr. Homeless Person, I'm so sorry I have no money, bro. But how's your day, dog? Do you want to talk for a couple of minutes? What are you up to, man? Is there anything I can give you? I can't give you anything money-wise. I'm sorry about that. But what can I give you, man? How can I make your life a little bit better? Is there anything you need, dude? Do you just want me to listen for 5 minutes? Even if you don't have much time. Bro, I hope you have a beautiful day, dude. I hope, I don't have any money, but I hope the next person has some money for you, dude. Fuck, if you really want to be a nice person, If you really want to give something to a homeless person and you have literally no money, go around to other people and ask them for money and say, hey, listen, I don't have any money because I'm a university student, or I don't have much money or whatever. I'm trying to collect money for that homeless dude over there because, like, you know, I don't want him to have to do all the work. I want to do a little bit for him. So, like, could you give me like $1 or like anything, like 50 cents or something? I just want to give it to that bro. I promise I'm going to give it to that bro. Go around and ask 50 people for that. You'll probably get $50 fucking dollars. And then you go to him and you're like, bro, hey, I was doing, you know, I know you're out here on the front lines hustling every day. I wanted to help you a little bit. I don't have any money myself, man, because I'm broke as fuck, dude. So I get it. But I asked a bunch of people for money. Here's $50, dude. I hope you have a good day, bro. Give it to him. Shake his hand. Give him a hug if he wants a hug. You fucking leave. Like, there is always something you can do to pull yourself up into those states of like love and joy and peace and enlightenment. And imagine you've just done that. Imagine you just walk around for an hour asking people for money. You give $50 to a homeless person. He's like, thank you. Thank you. And trust me, homeless people are pretty fucking great. Most of them are pretty fucking grateful when you give them a decent amount of money. That's a lot of money, by the way. When you give them a lot of money, homeless people are pretty fucking grateful. Imagine you do that. You feel all of that. And then you go, oh, I feel really good. Let me go and hit on some women. How well do you think that's going to go? You walk up to a woman and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. And you're like, that's fucking beautiful. I'm really glad you have a boyfriend. That makes me happy. I hope he's really nice and I hope you're really nice to him. I hope you guys are all the best. And then you go up to the next one. You're just in this state of like fucking bliss because you've just shared this beautiful experience with someone else. You've just done something for someone else. That's just why I say to you guys, give value, give to other people. Be as wholeheartedly generous as you possibly can. Leave women better than you found them that you sleep with. Like, try and give. So I do have to go. I'm going to be fucking late. I got 2 minutes before my next coaching call, so we will wrap up. I hope this helped Mr. What was his name? Mr. Irrelevant. You're definitely not irrelevant. You're famous now, brother. Absolutely famous. If you guys want me to do more content on any of your questions, leave a comment on this video or any other video. If you guys want me to talk more about this emotions thing, because it's really helpful. And just bear in mind, almost all of my content, I'm thinking about this, and maybe you guys can start thinking about these emotions as well. But I'm always trying to pull you guys up to a higher level. And if I sense you're down in shame, I'm trying to pull you up a couple levels. If I sense you're in the middle, I'm trying to pull you up to the top. Like, I'm always trying to pull you up a little bit, depending on where you are right now. Remembering that you can skip levels and stuff like that. But yeah, having this idea in mind, it's so fucking useful, guys. So I will wrap up. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there, crush those goddamn goals. Have a Merry Christmas. I don't know when I'm releasing this, probably just before Christmas. Have a great New Year's, all that stuff. Doing one of these every single day. Love you long time. Hugs and kisses. Go crush your goals.